morning, everyone. I have some good news for you. It's like we're preaching the gospel. It's good news. Good news. There is a story about that. Now, I can't remember what it is. But 2 Corinthians 4, verse 16 to 18 says, "So we do not lose heart. Though our outer self is wasting away, our inner self is being rewarded day by day. For this light momentary affliction is preparing us um, an eternal weight of glory." Weight is the heaviness, that kind of a weight. "Beyond all comparison, as we look not to things that are seen, but to things that are unseen." Sure, and that's always my biggest problem is like faith is that you know, but you can't see, or that you trust is going to happen, that you can't see. And here it's saying the same thing. And this is obviously Paul's letter to the Corinthians, to the church in Corinth. And so many of his letters were actually written from a prison or from a place of need and from a place where he was hungry or locked up, or, he had no freedom and all this. And he talks about these things. And so having to keep himself in the faith and keep himself faithful to Christ must have been quite a hard thing to do. I think it must have been awfully hard because he had to tell the good news, but he had to say, and remember, this good news can happen now, but will happen after this body has perished. And so literally our body is wasting away. And there are mornings that now that I'm over 50, I get out of bed and go, I sound like Rice Krispies, snap, crackle, and pop. I don't taste like Rice Krispies. But you know what I'm saying? It's very hard sometimes just to be a part of life. I call it lifing. It's very hard to life. And sometimes you want to go to our God and you want to say, "Oh, Lord, I'm just like, oh, make it better. Oh, this is so hard." And then you read this piece and you remember that Paul spent much of his time in prison, and he didn't get 3 straight meals a day and things like that. Sometimes he must have been very hungry. But for him, his most important work and his most important thing was to write these letters and encourage the churches. And then this truth, that this thing that we live in is mainly a physical vessel. It's perishing daily. It's going to pass away at some stage. And the new thing that then emerges is our glory. And so we must focus on that because we haven't seen it, like we haven't seen tomorrow. But we know for a fact that it's the truth because Jesus is our first example. He showed us what it is going to look like. And when Paul says, and it's going to be weighted with something far better, you think to yourself, but if this is gone, there's no physical weight, but it will be weighted with that which God has given us, like a robe almost, like a covering of something far more significant than this rotting flesh. Now that's very important to remember, because when we look at our flesh and our physical surroundings and the things that we can touch and that, and I love beautiful things, so I paint things, and you'll see my trolley in the back there is a work in progress. I paint things and I want to, zhoosh things, and I want to make things with my hands. I make bath mats and all kinds of things. These things are just eventually going to perish. But I remain that which God will make of me. And because I belong to Christ, I can know, although I don't know, like I don't know what's going to happen tomorrow for sure, I can know that I have planned today because I love Jesus and I give him my all. I can plan today that by tomorrow, when my final tomorrow has come, I have already planned that I'm going to get something that is far better than this thing I carry. And I want to encourage you today in this in this world, everything is incredibly temporary. And now that my children are leaving home, how hard it was to bring them up and just to get them fed and get them school shoes and all that. It's almost finished. And tomorrow, they are part of what I have given to the world. And I think I've done an okay job. I think my girls are awesome. Well, actually, I think I've done an awesome job because my girls are awesome. Not all me, believe me. But that which you've given. And so your final tomorrow comes with a robe that is far more important than anything else you've done on this earth. Think about it. And we'll speak again tomorrow.